What's it like being out of state on the run with no homies? With no homies. I got off DOC probation, and the very next day, I left the state. I was in DOC for 12 years, Department of Corrections. First fell in 2005, and I was able to finally get all the way off DOC, out of their system in 2017. So 17 minus 5, that's 11 years. Yeah, it was like 12 years. I call it 12 years a slave, But yeah, I was 26 when I first fell. And what, 30s, like 37 when I got off, something like that. 39, something like that. 26 and 05. Wait a minute. 17 minus 5. Yeah, that's 12. Shit. That's 12. Anyhow, could a nigga even do math? Shit. I'm tired. I've been working 12-hour shifts. And I got pulled over while I was on DOC, and they said they found a heater in some property that belonged to me. But it was in some property, what they said they found, that wasn't registered to me. So I fought the case for 4 years. Yeah, I know I need to shave and shit. It was looking fresh like a week ago. But I got out of my home state, and was trying to start a new life. Was doing good. Knocked me a little, what I thought was a winner, a female on Facebook. Actually, we communicated through Facebook, but we met in Seattle, and we ended up getting closer through Facebook. And she moved to Phoenix, Arizona, and I ended up joining her. What was it? October. It was Halloween 2017. Flew down to Cali, and she met me at my folks' place, and we ended up moving to Phoenix and moved into her dad's house, actually. And I was surprised because this was a white girl, Spanish American girl, and her dad was just like a biker dude. And I was apprehensive about living in a house, but we were in love, so to speak, or together, or whatever. And we actually had plans to do things in the future. So, Arizona, my next door neighbor told me not to move to Arizona because it was a red state, Republican state, and it was open carry, and a lot of white people that didn't like black people. But I'm not a stranger to taking risks. So I decided I needed to change. I need to spread my wings. And so I took a chance. And I only knew a couple partners of mine from home that were out there, and ended up getting in touch with maybe one homie. But it was an experience that I'll never forget, and the Lord was with me. And ended up doing medical studies and doing some work out there, and found some seasonal work right away. And the broad turned on me when she went through my phone and she saw some things she didn't like. And so within little bit over a month, I found myself homeless in Phoenix, Arizona. The police was called. It was a domestic violence situation. They took her to jail, and I had to get out. I had to pack my things and leave. So I have very little family down there. By the grace of God, I ended up meeting a roommate just on a humbug at the bus stop. And, you know, as a player and a hustler and a survivalist, I found a way to survive without no homies, without no family. My roommate became my family. And it was an older woman who needed a roommate at the time. And rest in peace, Lisa Travatin, rest in peace. It was the most unlikely situation, but sometimes help can come to you in unlikely people. And, so I was down there for about 3 years. Had my ups and downs, ran into some crazy bras. Sometimes I'm the one that made them crazy. But my intentions were good. And we live and we learn. Hopefully we learn from our experiences. And I got a few regrets, but I don't have a lot of regrets because everything happened for a reason. And in a way, I was kind of stranded down there. I was doing these medical studies though, and I couldn't find out. While I was down there living my best life, I took a trip to Las Vegas. I actually went to Vegas like 4 or 5 times while I was in Phoenix. And when I left Phoenix was the last time, but shoot. I'm at Caesar's Palace, and I was actually up like 300, and then I got a phone call that I had a warrant back home, and it completely ruined my night. I was actually supposed to meet somebody from Missouri, supposed to fly out there. We were supposed to hang out for her birthday, and it didn't pan out. Somehow her flight got canceled or whatever, so I'm just in Vegas doing my thing. And that's when I found out I had a warrant, and I ended up fighting that case for about 3 years. And but that night I lost a lot because I kept drinking. In Las Vegas, as long as you're playing at the machines or gambling, you could continue to get drinks. So the more I drank, the more I played, and the more I lost. So I'm out there. All I have is my ticket. I don't have hardly no money. All I got is my ticket back home on the Greyhound. And, because Phoenix is only right down the road from Las Vegas, so I took a Greyhound. And I actually remember going through, what's that? Down at the bottom of Nevada, Bullhead City in Laughlin, Nevada. It was nighttime on a Greyhound, and you could see the river separating Arizona from Nevada. And it was like, I didn't even know that it was out there. I didn't know Laughlin had all them lights in the casinos at night. It made me look. It looked like a little Reno, and it caught me by surprise. I didn't expect to see that. So I'm thinking, it is so beautiful out here at night. I would love to come back here, and I'm still gonna go back there. Laughlin, Bullhead City at night. It's warm at night. You don't have to wear jackets. I love it. I love the desert weather because I grew up partly in the desert. Tri-Cities, Washington, Green Valley, Henderson, Nevada, South Las Vegas. And so that's the warm climate of Phoenix. Is brutal. It's worse than, and Las Vegas is like right below it, but it's hard It's hard. It's hard. So the whole hot culture in Phoenix of people trying to stay cool. I got mad respect for Arizona people, for Phoenix, Arizona people, because Miami is like the only other city that gets hot, and it's a different kind of hot. But yeah, came through Bullhead City. You know, was kind of stranded out there in Las Vegas at that time. This was like what 2018, April 2018, and so I just lost most of my money at Caesar's Palace. I ran into a homeless lady who said she was getting a fat check that night from her Social Security. Told me to meet her at the casino at Caesar's Palace at midnight when the money hits her account. So at midnight, I'm walking down the strip, I'm hustling, moving fast, walking, trying to hurry up and get to Caesar's Palace. She said she was gonna shoot me like 400 or something. I get there around 12 midnight. She's nowhere to be found. I'm walking all over Caesar's Palace, don't see her. So I hit some of my roommate. Hey, baby doll, I'm crapped out up here in Vegas. Shoot me some money, And she shot me like $100-something, and I will never forget me going to go pick up that money at like the little money tree or whatever. So, I mean, I had my ticket back home. I wasn't going to be stuck in Vegas, but just to have somebody that cared for you in your corner. And that's how we was tight, Older white lady from Montana. And we had our ups and downs, but for the most part, it was solid, And I did end up linking up with one of my peoples out there from the town, and had some beef with the Mexicans down there behind a female, and it looked bad for a minute, but came out of that unscathed. And things could have really went left, But things actually ended up going right. I'll never forget taking that chance. It didn't go exactly how I planned it, but it was an experience that I'm glad I got. And met different people from other places. One of my main partners was from Houston, Texas. And he thought I was a Cali dude. I had to tell him, no, I'm from Washington. They don't even know where Washington is. Washington, D.C.? Nah, Washington State. Yeah, we above Cali. We similar, We got similar street culture, but it's like small town. It's on a small town level, But there's a lot of Cali people up here that started things up here and spread their culture up here, And I got family in California, so a lot of partners, so but yeah, just being out of state in an environment where you don't know nobody and you ain't got no homies, you gotta fend for yourself and you gotta make the right moves for yourself, and hopefully gotta be with you, because I know it was rough sometimes, because when you got a warrant, you out of state and on the run, places don't want to hire you. You can get a job, but you're gonna get a job that you might not like a lot. And thank God for the medical studies, because that's what kept me afloat. And I didn't want to get back into pushing no drugs or nothing like that. Well, weed was barely legal down there, but I found a way to make it. So, but yeah, people don't understand when you got a warrant. Yeah, you're not very hireable, So people with warrants ended up a lot of times end up getting cracked from doing some more crime because they ain't got no income. The beautiful thing about the medical studies I was doing, they didn't care about your background. They didn't run a background check. All you had to do was be healthy. If you was healthy, so I wasn't smoking weed, and I was keeping myself clean. off drugs when I go to these medical studies, you know, because, you know, the main thing that helped me, or that I had to understand and realize when I was out of state and on the run, and in that situation, was you can either get high or get money. But I couldn't do both. Either get high, either get money or get high, and I chose to get money. Now, it can be depressing when you're looking at time, but man, I was in a headlock, man. I came back home and all charges got dropped, and so it's by the grace of God that I'm just even out here. It's by the grace of God. So, but yeah, you out there. You gotta watch your surroundings, because everybody ain't your friend, and it's like some people can just smell that you're not from around there.